That camera's about to die in approximately 7 milliseconds. This camera is probably going to cut out at some point, and we're going to still try. Hello everyone, welcome to the video. I have this old McDonald's toy. I say old, I don't remember when I got it. It was a couple months ago. I think I got it because I had a bunch of extra McDonald's points on the app, and I decided that I was going to try and do something with it, and I didn't do that until right now. Swing! Anyways, here you can see there's this little dragon thing, and what you can do with this thing is you can break it open so you can change the expression of the dragon. There's like big eyes, there's weird squiggle eyes. I don't know if you can even see that. Squiggle eyes. And then there's like big, like blank dot eyes and then angry eyes. And I thought, hey, that's a cool little dragon thing. I'm just gonna throw it away because I don't really care for... I don't really care. But then I decided, what if I don't throw it away and I pretend like it's a Warhammer minifigure and paint it to be Spyro colored? So welcome to the video. I've probably said that 3 times already, I don't even know. We're gonna try and turn this into Spyro. And let's try and do that before this camera dies. So, of course, we're gonna need a little bit of purple eye. Oh, yeah. And before I get started, I have my reference image here. If somebody sends me, let's say, about $100 in an unmarked envelope into my house, I will buy this and wear it for a video. And if somebody sends me like $200, I'll wear the sexy Spyro. I'm not even certain that acrylic paint will work on this. I thought I might as well try. Oh, I do have another purple somewhere around here. Lilac Mist? Nah, that's too light. I'll just get him started. Just for the record, I have not once, like, painted minis or anything along the lines of that. So this could turn out to be a horrible, complete disaster, but it'd be kind of funny either way, I think. Anyways, this is kind of working a little better than I thought. I am smudging it every single time, but as long as I layer it properly, he is turning purple. It's probably not quite the right shade of purple, but to be honest, I don't care. I'm also getting it all over the horn. I am completely blocking. This is a nightmare. This is why I filmed like 200 videos. Let's open this real quick. I don't want the eyes in there. I filmed like 200 videos, and then I edit like 3 of them, maybe? Like, I filmed the whole FNAF gameplay, I filmed 2 more seasons of the Minecraft hardcore series. Who knows if this is ever gonna get uploaded. Actually, maybe more than a year ago at this point. I filmed a similar video to this, where it was me buying a Five Nights at Freddy's how to draw guide. And I filmed the whole video, I did the whole setup, and then I edited the whole thing, and I never uploaded it. Because I'm a coward. Because one aspect of the drawing was a little weird, and my hair looked terrible. No, it was kind of funny, the hair was fine. I was just too scared to upload the video because I'm a coward. This is going to take a lot longer than I thought. Unless I just do it without any care and then I just do it twice. I'm probably going to have to do it twice now that I think about it. This is going to look horrible. Oh, man. But like that one painter said, it may look like you could do it, but did you? Did you buy the... Is that Picasso? I don't even know. I don't even know that much about Picasso. I may paint stuff, but I'm not very... I don't keep up with art all that much, to be honest. I say that like Picasso's a recent guy. Oh my gosh, this lighting is the word. Is this camera even recording still? It is, magically, somehow. That's kind of amazing. Well, that's him so far. He's a little purple. I just wish he were a big purple. Cut that joke out of the video. I'm just gonna paint the whole wing purple. I'll figure out all the details later, I suppose.
Hey, look at me go! Look at me paint that dragon. That's pretty cool, I think. No, I'm just kidding with you guys. No, I'm just actually kidding with you guys. I think it's pretty cool. I just wanted to do at least one time lapse, and I didn't want it to be blank, so, back to the video.
Almost done with the first layer of purple, because I am now realizing that I'm absolutely going to have to do more than one layer of purple. I'm not going to bother painting the inside, because that's going to be way too much effort for something I'm only going to be seeing like 1% of the time, so whatever. But I will, however, paint the inside of the wings, so that because you can actually see that. Alright, and one of my cameras already stopped. So that means that's 4 gigabytes of footage I'm gonna have to put on my computer later. I just realized I never did a clap sync. Oh well. Anyways, this would be so cool if I had an actual studio to do this kind of crap in instead of just my room. If anyone drops an unmarked package of about $1,000, $10,000 actually, I will buy a studio where I do nothing but stupid crap like this. You could say it's a waste of money, but think about how funny it would be, you know? Think about the jokes, think about the gags that could happen if I had my own studio, my own warehouse, just to do stupid crap like this in. Wouldn't that be just grand?
Hey, it's me, TyJax, back again to fill in the...
You know, to be completely honest, this is actually turning out slightly... Now that I'm actually, like... It dried for, like, the 10 seconds it took for me to... Because acrylic dries pretty fast. This is actually starting to look kind of nice. Kind of looking a little purple. Like Spyro should be. You know the funny thing? I would say that purple is my favorite color, and it's not even because of Spyro. It's because of Halo. Because, like, most of their stuff in those games is purple. I always thought Spartan armor looked really cool in purple when I was a kid, so every time I would play Halo 2 multiplayer, I would have a purple Spartan. I would continue talking about Halo if that didn't sound like a horrible nightmare and Halo makes me want to cry, but that's besides the point. Not even Halo, Bungie makes me want to cry. But that is also besides the point. I'm trying to make Spyro. No, you know what? I'm gonna give this like 15 to 30 minutes to dry up just a tiny bit. Yeah, I need to wait for this to dry before I can do anything more. I'm gonna give this like 15 minutes to dry up a bit, and then I'll be back. And I think the front camera just died. Let's just continue. There's no more front camera, by the way. So, we're gonna figure that out in post. And by that I mean, I'm just not gonna worry about it, and we're just gonna use this camera from now on. Let's get a little more purple in here. Try and clean this up a tiny bit. And then we'll continue on the finer details. It's not fully dried yet, but it's close enough, I'd say.
I'm back from the future for this really cool purple time lapse. Look at him go. Look at that crazy...
This is so bad. You know, I don't think this is working very well because sometimes I'll paint over an area that's already been painted and it peels off both layers of paint. So I don't think acrylic was made for this. Oh well, we'll figure it out in post, I guess. I don't know what I mean by that, because there's actually probably nothing I can do in post about the paint, but I'll figure it out in post. That's what all the bigwigs say down in Hollywood. I really hope... Oh, I was gonna say I hope you can hear the bumping and thumping, but now somebody's calling my name. I just realized that this is... Is this me falling into the level of being a fan of something that not only am I collecting merch for it, but I'm creating my own merch for it? At what stage of being a fan of something is that? Oh boy, I just stripped off a piece of paint. Let me know in the comments below, please, because I could use the boost for the algorithm, the algorithm. Remember that little bit from Space Jam 2? It's Don Cheadle's character. If you don't know that, you're not welcome on this channel. Get out of here. We only accept real Don Cheadle fans here. Isn't it crazy that the most recent Looney Tunes movie, The Day the Earth Blew Up, is the first... I'm probably going to talk about this in like every video I record. I don't think any of them have even been uploaded yet. Of me talking about... No, there was one of me talking about this. That's the season 4 or 5 of Minecraft Hardcore where I talk about it. I don't remember which one's already been out and which one hasn't. Isn't it crazy that this is the only Looney Tunes movie that isn't live action animation mix? This is the only one that's like true Looney Tunes 2D animation. I think that's really funny. You know what, speaking of, I'm just going to keep talking about it, even though the continuity isn't going to make sense, but who cares? I really like that Daffy Duck is, like, really Daffy Duck. Like, because whenever I think about him, I'm not going to lie, I always think of the Looney Tunes show version of him. I don't know why that's, like, my base Daffy Duck impression, but it's always him that I think about. And he's still, like, kind of... He's still Daffy Duck, of course, but he's much less insane and more petty, is the best way I think I could describe him. He's less Daffy, but he's still a really good character. I'm glad that we do have another version of, like, actually just crazy Daffy Duck. Where he's going, woo! You know? I like that kind of crap. I like it. I like it when my Looney Tunes characters are a little crazy. I don't know if I brought up I don't know if I brought up Farmer Jim in my other video, but shout out to Farmer Jim. Great character. I love the one scene in that movie. The whole time he's like 2D painting looking images that's just slightly edited to make him move. And then for one scene he has like extremely smooth, like, classic Disney animation for exactly one scene, and then he disappears into the sunset, and he just walks, almost like a South Park character. That's the quickest way I could think to describe it, where he just kind of, with his feet staying still. It's so funny. It's such a good movie. I just love the Looney Tunes, man. Freaking love those guys. Anyways, I think that's the second layer about done. It's mostly pretty messy, but I think I could deal with that. It's fine. I'm just gonna let this dry now. I'm cutting this video off.
Hello, friends. Welcome back. I finished painting the purple.
This is the worst lighting imaginable. I can't even see what I look like straight on, so I probably still look like a goblin freak. This is the most disgusting lighting imaginable. I'm just gonna zoom that a little bit back in. Is that even focused? Whatever. Anyways, I finished doing the purple. I didn't want to keep turning the camera back on every 2 seconds just to be like, painting a little bit more purple, doing a little bit more purple this time. But no, I actually just finished it all. It's also been a couple hours because I was just watching Arrested Development instead of doing this because I got a little too busy. I also ate a couple dirt cups. Fantastic snack if you haven't tried them, by the way. I also have a Dr. Thunder here. I got this a couple hours ago when I was eating Dino Nuggets. Maybe you'll see that later or in a different video. I don't know. Who knows if I'll do that. I rated some kind of Sonic sauce, whatever. we're gonna try and do some of the... Let me show you the picture again. We're gonna try and do like the yellow on his horns and his belly, and on the back of the tail. Okay, this doesn't even have a tail, never mind. And on his wings, like, the inner part is orange, but, like, the part where the bones are, that's yellow, so I'm gonna try and paint that in. I don't know what order I'm actually gonna do that in, but we'll see. So I'm gonna try and get that going. Might need to use a different brush, though. Uh-oh! Sonic's got a... Sonic. Have I been calling Spyro Sonic this whole time? I don't even know. Spyro's got a little bit of a bald spot back here. And the camera... Of course the camera's dying. What a nightmare. What a nightmare video production is. Oh boy. Well, I guess I'll still try to see if I can fix that real quick. Luckily I still have a little bit of purple left. You always think you're done with the purple, but there's always more purple you need to do. That's why I have 20 purple hearts. Also, that's not true. I don't know if if you're allowed to claim that, even as a joke. Anyways. Well, I guess I need to wait for that to dry now. Maybe I can start on this half. Yeah, I'll just do that. I'm gonna start painting the horns. You know what, no, I'm just gonna let the freaking thing dry. I need to charge this camera because it's flashing and distracting me. I believe we are actually done with the purple now. I finished it all up. Fixed the random bald spot. Hopefully this color of yellow is good enough, but I'm honestly a little too afraid to try mixing it because I don't want to ruin the color. So we're just gonna start. I'm gonna start on the horns, I think, so maybe I will still use this. So yeah, let's just start on that. Oh yeah, for the horns I'm definitely gonna have to be doing multiple layers of color as well. I imagine I'm gonna have to do that for everything, pretty much. You know, part of me is thinking, oh no, this video is way too boring, I need to do a lot more to make it better, but also, the more boring most of this video is, the less, actually, editing I need to do to make it funnier. Because then it won't just be a 20-minute long video of me doing nothing. But maybe that's what people want. Sometimes I'm a little too worried about what I think my videos should be and not thinking about what the videos actually want to be, you know? Maybe I'm too negative on these videos. I need to be a lot more positive about my channel. I don't think everyone out there wants to watch a negative Nancy, if you know what I'm talking about. I think that's a term. You know, even though this first layer of paint looks really messy, it's already starting to look a lot more like Spyro in my eyes, which I really like. But it's funny, because I already got a little bit of purple on the horns, even though it was dried, the second layer of paint from the yellow is turning the purple into goop. So it's really messy trying to paint this on. Something tells me, I don't know what kind of paint I would use for a cheap McDonald's plastic toy, unless it still would be... What type of paint do people use for Warhammer? Is that like a special kind? Once again, I don't actually know. Like, I know a little bit more about Warhammer than your average person, but I am in no ways an expert. Someday I do want to try that Adeptus Mechanicus game, though. Because I do like those kind of tactical games. The problem is I'm terrible at every single one of those I play, which is why I'm also too scared to play XCOM. I'm not I don't like turn-based combat kind of guy. I'm terrible at turn-based combat kind of guy. Okay, so now I'm a little worried about trying to paint the rest of him, like, at all. Because with the purple paint peeling off, I'm a little worried it's just going to happen to every single other part of him. Oh, look, more bald spots I found. There's one right there. I don't know if you can see it. You can kind of see it in there. Let's get a little zoom in on that. Yeah. No. So yeah, while I wait for the horns to dry so I can put the second layer of paint on, let's try and do a little bit of that part. So it's gonna be like from his neck down. Oh boy, that's gonna be hard. It's gonna be down to like the middle of his stomach, I think. So I don't think I need to go all the way down to the back legs. So for this part, I think I'm gonna do it while it's connected. Maybe for the lower part, I'm gonna separate it a bit.
This part I'm making super fast, so I don't, bye.
Yeah, he's starting to look more like Spyro now. Although he does have hollow eyes, which is a little concerning. But it's fine. I actually don't know what I'm gonna do with the eyes. I need to figure that out. Because either I just leave them red, I try to make a second pair of eyes just out of paper and paint over that, or I could just paint over that current set of eyes. Although it is paper, so I don't know how that's gonna work. I guess it's more of a cardboard type deal. Then again, I don't think this was meant to be painted, so it probably doesn't matter. I've already broken that rule. Alright. The wings, I'm really gonna need to worry about detail, because this is really bad already. But I can at least make it look better on the second paint. The wings, I need to get the good details in. So I need to, like, get, like, the very edge, and then the little sections downward of bone. Let's take a look at this. It's funny, on this thing, that's what his wings look like. They're just pure orange, which I don't think that's right. I'm pretty sure this is more accurate. I could look up an actual picture of Spyro, but I think it's funnier to just go off of this picture of a guy in a costume and my Spyro plush, which is behind me. Yeah, let's try and do a little bit of this wing. See, I want the edge of the wing. Oh, this is a lot easier than I thought, actually. This is a good brush. Then I'm gonna do. See, one like that, one like that. I think that's about right. Kinda. Yeah, it's close enough, I think. I just need to do the orange part. So I'm probably gonna have to redo the yellow anyway, but luckily I have to redo the yellow anyway because I need to do more than one layer of it. I could also do his facial, like do the little dots for his nose. I could give him a smile, but I feel like that would make it look bad. So I might just stylistically not give him a mouth. For now, let's try and do the little claws. Does that look too weird? Does that look too weird? Having the claws? I'll leave him for now. Alright, now I'm gonna try... I was gonna say I'm gonna wait for him to... I'm really glad I positioned the lamp behind me so that when I do this, it makes everything dark anyways. Tried setting up a second light as well, which by a light I mean a flashlight. Turns out I can't really position a flashlight behind me because I have a... whatever. If you're still watching this video, you're probably just a really big Spyro fan anyways. Or maybe you're a fan of TyJax. It's possible. Someone out there might actually be a fan of TyJax. You know, maybe me making those kind of jokes is really mean, because I do know there's at least a few people that I know in real life who actually do watch my videos and say they like them, so maybe I need to chillax with the self deprecation. Okay, now that I'm actually not sure if I like. I think I made the nose holes a little too... Okay, I'm actually gonna look up a picture of Spyro just for that. I need to see him. I don't know. I probably should have just left that out. Or maybe I should have just made it a little bit smaller. I'm not sure. Also, there will be like a high quality picture at the end of this, so if you can't see like the fine details when I try to show it to you, there will be a point in the video where I will show them in high quality, I swear. Because this camera's capable of that. Alright, so I have a bunch of footage of me just painting over the yellow spots again, and I could either delete it or add a little treat for making it this far into the video. So, here you go. This is gonna be awful. And so I cry sometimes when I'm lying in bed, just to get it all out what's in my head, and I'm feeling a little peculiar. I've been listening to that video so many times, the He-Man one. And so I wake in the morning and I step outside, I take a deep breath and get real. Alright, that's the all time I have. Goodbye. Can't remember if I've made a proper video about my painting stuff. I've posted a lot of stuff about it on my community part of my channel. I don't know if I've ever made a video about painting before. I'm definitely not like a professional or good at it or anything, but I do occasionally enjoy making a painting every once in a while. Like I think I know my first painting, when I really started to decide I wanted to do it more, is like Tails pointing a gun at the camera. At this point, I really do just need to wait for parts of it to dry. So I'm just gonna do that.
Some amount of time later, I don't know.
Let's get cooking.
So first we're gonna try and get the little main section of the wing here.
I'm putting this at 3000% speed because the video's too long.
I think that looks pretty dang good, actually. It's definitely gonna need at least one more layer, but already, I like the way this looks. This is actually turning out, the whole thing is turning out a lot better than I thought it would. Spyro's so cool. Well, this part I'm a little worried about because I don't want these lines to be super thick. Luckily the thing itself has little lines on it for texture, so I can just follow those. Alright, I've got to be honest, I am so tired editing this that I'm just going to explain everything else that happened and do it all in speed. I painted the horns to add the detail to it. I painted the chest plate part to have the orange lines on it that kind of go down. I added way more paint to the wings and stuff to make it look better. And then the next part, I am not going to explain. I'm just going to let that part play out in full, and then I'll come back with the narration.
This is a replica.
Is this Andy's room from Toy Story? Hello, neighbor! Say back, I don't know karate, but I'll call you names.
Peek has entered the room. He had biscuits.
I remember watching this years ago. Glad it randomly got recommended to me while I was waiting for the paint to dry on this thing. Anyways, I'm gonna continue to watch Peek now. I'm ending the camera. I messed up the eyes. I made him a tiny bit too low. So he looks a little messed up. And there it is, the final product. I am surprisingly very proud of how this turned out. It felt like it could have turned out horribly about halfway through, but no, I'm very proud of how this came out. But, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope at least you enjoyed the final product as well, as much as I did. If you would like more stuff like this, I honestly am not sure entirely what I could do, but I could probably throw something together. Either just be a normal painting video, or I could find some other random crap I could paint over. But, thank you for watching. Maybe comment about it, I guess. I don't know. Thank you for watching. I'm just gonna end this video because I'm very tired and I want to go to bed. So, thank you for watching. 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 Thank you for watching.